TV Free Baltimore, in cooperation with the Republican Women of Baltimore County, presents Freedom and Truth Watch, streaming live on TV Free Baltimore.
Hello and welcome. We need a new county executive in Baltimore County. We need someone who cares about our children's education, someone who cares about keeping our streets safe, and someone who will oppose higher taxes. I am Louise Baker with the Republican Women of Baltimore County, and this is Freedom and Truth Watch. With me tonight is Darren Badillo, who's running for county executive. Welcome, Darren.
Thank you for having me, Louise.
So I want you to start by telling me a little bit about yourself, your background, your education, and your family life.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was born and raised here in Baltimore County by a single mother who raised 4 boys. I recently celebrated my 11-year wedding anniversary. My wife wanted me to make sure I said that, wedding anniversary. I have 2 beautiful children. My daughter Maya is 9 years old, and my son Alexander is 7. I'm a deacon at Rosedale Baptist Church and a director of operations for the Baltimore Youth Coalition.
Darren, what motivated you to run for Baltimore County Executive?
That's a great question. I felt we needed better representation, better leadership, and we need it now. After the pandemic hit, I really started paying attention to some of the decisions that were being made. Johnny Olszewski raised our property taxes at the beginning of the pandemic. We closed our county schools and had our children go to virtual learning, but we had our private and Christian schools open 5 days a week for in-person learning. And then we had our small businesses closed, but had Walmart and Target open.
Darren, can you briefly describe your initiative as a director of operations for the Baltimore Youth Coalition?
Yeah, thank you, Louise. In mentoring Baltimore's youth as they strive to live their best lives, to provide a safe, fun place for the at-risk youth in Baltimore County. And the Baltimore Youth Coalition is in partnership with Recover Baltimore. Recover Baltimore has an addiction recovery program, and a lot of the adults that attend the addiction recovery program, their children also come to the Baltimore Youth Coalition as well. At the heart of our program is a 3T structure that engages our youth as they learn relevant life principles, talk through personal challenges in small groups, and build relationships through our immersive team activities.
What skill set do you bring to the table that make you feel qualified for the job?
One of my strongest skills is the ability to identify a problem and come up with effective solutions. Also, the ability to successfully manage large staff, departments, and budgets. Also, the ability to connect with others and build strong relationships. I began to master these skills in 2007 as the district manager of an auto glass store in Dundalk. I was in charge of 3 locations, managing the staff, processes, budgets, and advertising. The stores that I oversaw generated the most revenue out of 80 locations. And since, I've continued to work with CEOs, owners, and general managers.
Okay, let's talk about education. Do you support critical race theory?
I do not support critical race theory. And I will work with leadership and propose legislation to stop the woke activism and critical race theory in our schools and businesses.
Do you support homeschooling or school choice?
I support school choice. My belief is that parents and families make the best decisions for their children's education, not government. The United States used to be at the top for education, and we're falling fast. While we're focused on being woke, other countries are focused on reading and math, and we're falling fast. Our children need help now.
You recently hosted a Stop the Violence in Our Schools town hall. What did you learn about the conditions of our schools and the violent activity that's taking place in them?
Yeah, thank you for asking that question. And what I learned at the town hall was that we have major problems going on in our Baltimore County schools. However bad you think it is in our schools, it's 10 times worse. I had a parent tell a story of their child being consistently bullied, and those bullies took his son in the bathroom and tried to set him on fire. Also, I learned that the school system is not being aggressive on attacking these issues. What I tried to do at the town hall was just bring parents and the presenters together so they can come up with solutions.
Darren, I attended a meeting last night, and the speaker was the president of the Fraternal Order of Police in Baltimore County. He threw out some statistics, and it's my understanding there were 55 homicides in Baltimore County last year, 73, I believe, non-fatal shootings, and 5 homicides already this year. So what will you do to address increasing crime in our county?
Well, I have to say that our residents don't feel safe in Baltimore County. As I talk with police officers, they don't feel supported. They don't feel that leadership has their back. This current administration, yes, they broke the most homicides in 2021, but that same administration broke the same record in 2019. They're going in the wrong direction.
So I take it you do not support defunding our police.
I 100% do not support defunding our police. Safety for our residents and support for our police officers will be a top priority in the Badillo administration. We see the current administration focusing on stray cats, electric vehicles, and using taxpayer money for financing campaigns. While, like you said, we just broke the most homicides in Baltimore County. We need to take care of the officers that we have servicing us now. We put a lot of focus on recruitment, but we need to put that same amount of effort and energy in the officers that we have serving us now.
Darren, what is your opinion about Maryland being a sanctuary state?
I 100% do not support a sanctuary state. Our kids have needs, our schools have needs, our police force have needs, and our veterans have needs. We need to take care of our Baltimore County residents first.
And I know that mental health issues of children and adults in our county is something that's very near and dear to your heart. You want to talk about your feelings and thoughts about that?
I believe that the mental health issues is the biggest issue that's facing our county. I work with children and adults every week, and they're telling me that they need help. But while they're reaching out, it's 6 months to a year to wait to get them help. We need to do better for our residents.
As soon as Johnny O was elected, he immediately raised taxes. Are you willing to dial any of that back?
You know, Louise, I don't think we should have raised the property taxes at the beginning of the pandemic. I'm not in favor of more taxes for Baltimore County residents. We need to reduce the amount of tax that we tax our residents and provide financial relief for our residents.
Darren, if elected Baltimore County Executive, what 3 things would you immediately do after taking office?
That's a great question, Louise. And the first 3 things I would do is I would review the county budget and see where I can lower taxes and give relief to our county residents. I would overturn the 5 anti-cop laws that were passed by the county council, and I would give more funding to our police. No more talk. It's time to act. They need to feel supported, and I'm going to support our police.
So my final question is I'd like you to share with all of us what very brave thing you've done in your lifetime.
You know, Louise, that's a great question. And I mentor at-risk youth. Many of these kids come from gang-filled, drug and crime-infested communities. I've done this mentoring every week for the past 3 years. The children come with attitudes, disrespectful talks, and the willingness to fight anyone. But because of our mentoring team has been patient and prayerful, we've seen lots of positive changes in these kids.
All right, Darren, I'd like you to give our viewers a closing statement and be sure to share your contact information.
Yes. You know, we need a leader like myself that has been working in the community. During the pandemic, I was serving food to our community. I was mentoring our at-risk youth and being a positive role model and encouraging those that battling addictions. We need someone who's going to take action and doesn't just talk the talk, but walks the walk. I did not see Johnny Olszewski one time in our community during the pandemic. I did not see my competitor I'm going to face in the primary one time. This is my life. I'm a deacon at my church, and I'm a leader in the community.
And your contact information?
Yes, you can find me on social media, Darren Badillo, but also you can go to my website, darrenbadillo.com. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your support. I need it.
All right, well, thank you, Darren, very much for being with us tonight. And thank you all for watching Freedom and Truth Watch. Good night, take care, stay safe, and tune in for our next interview. Bye.
TV Free Baltimore, in cooperation with the Republican Women of Baltimore County, presents Freedom and Truth Watch, streaming live on TV Free Baltimore.